Hello everyone, my name is Maryam Mansouri and I'm a student MA degree of Information Technology Management. My coworker Murtaza is supposed to come here and give a lecture, but now I'm here with you. My article subject was about modeling infrastructure dynamics of Iran ICT industry by using the system dynamics approach. As we know, information and communication technology includes a collection of hardware and software and thinking that enable the flow of informations. This concept arises from the interaction between computer, telecommunication, and information. And as we know and as we see, nowadays ICT has grown all over the world, and if we want to utilize and implement this technology in our lives and in our countries, we should gain sufficient knowledge about this technology. According to the IDI index, Iran has growing rank in the development of information technology infrastructure. As we can see in the figure 1, we can see that IDI index grow up and rise, increasing. But according to the national accounts in the field of information and communication technology, there is a little contribution from this industry with national economy. And if we look at figure 2, we can see that it has a little share in the our economy. When we compare figure 1 and figure 2, we can see that IDI index increase, and it shows that the high volume of the investment that increase access, skills, and the use of this technology in our country. But when we look at to figure 2, we can see that it has a little share in GDP, and it's somehow so little, and it's near to 0.1%. And we want to solve this problem in perspective of the infrastructure dynamics. This research and this study has three main goals, and we can say like this: increasing the information and communication technology development in index, reduce the added value of information and communication, decreasing the efficiency of information and communication technology services, reduce the added value of information and communication technology, and increasing the information and communication technology development index, reduce the added value of information and communication technology. In this research, we want to answer three most important questions. One of them is, will increasing the ICT index reduce the added value of ICT? And the main question that we have is, will reducing the efficiency of information and communication technology services reduce the added value of ICT? And the third question is, will increasing the ICT development index reduce the added value of ICT? We have a dynamic hypothesis, and with this, with the question and the goals of we have about studying this article, we can say that with increasing the ICT development index, the demand for ICT increase, which in turn decrease the efficiency of ICT services. The decrease in efficiency leads to an increased investment. Increasing in investment lead to increase the hardware imports and decrease in the balance of trade, and as a result decreasing in GDP. And efficiency increase also increase export of ICT services and balance of trade and GDP. As we studied this subject, we recognize the variables, and we need to study these variables. And if we want to show and plot the causal loop, we have these loops as you see. Due to causal loops, we plotted the stock and flow diagrams, and in this diagram we have 5 main loops. First loop that we want to study is about IDI loop. IDI, as we know, have 3 subsets, most important 3 subsets: availability, skill, and consume. Whenever availability, skill, or consume increase, so IDI index increase. With increasing the IDI, the demand for bandwidth and demand for using the ICT technology would increase. So we can say that this is a reinforcing loop. Second loop that we have is demand loop. This loop is balance loop. This it means that increasing in demand causes the reducing in the efficiency of information and technology services. The third loop that we have is ICT performance loop. This is a balancing loop. As efficiency of information and technology communication increase, investment need decrease. So if investment need increase, the impact of investment on GDP would increase. We change the rate of investment. If investment increase, the bandwidth capacity would increase, and increasing the bandwidth capacity again cause the increasing the ICT performance. Another loop that we have is about GDP loop. This is the reinforcing loop, and it means that increasing in the efficiency of information and communication technology cause the increasing the exporting the ICT, so it cause the increasing the GDP. If GDP increase, we can say that investment in ICT technology increase, and if investment increase, actually the capacity of bandwidth would increase, and increasing the bandwidth capacity again cause the increasing the efficiency of ICT. Another loop that we have is about balanced rate loop. It is a balancing loop. It means that increasing investment in information and communication technology cause the decreasing the hardware input. As hardware input decrease, the country's rate balance increase and result in increasing the GDP. And again, increasing the GDP cause the increasing the effect of GDP in cause the increasing the investment. The main loop that we studied together is here and is here. As we studied, we know that the archetype that we have in our study and in this article is about growth and underinvestment. We have lots of variables that we studied here, but we have 4 more important variables that we wanna look to these 4 variables. Exchange rate. According to the data that we obtained, we can see that exchange rate by the 2060 up to 2090 increased slowly, but after that it's highly increased. The second loop that the second variables that we wanna look is about demand. The demand variable represents the amount of users that demand for internet bandwidth, and its unit is megabits. Capacity indicates the capacity of internet bandwidth, and the unit of this variable is megabit. And GDP. GDP indicates the measure of sum of the value of final goods and services that produced in the country over the period of time that is usually 1 year. Structure behavior. As we gather our data, we can see that ICT development index increase, and it's similar to the figure that in the first part of the study we have see. The second diagram that we have here is about investment rate, and as we plotted the value added diagram of ICT sector by the whole economy in the introduction, we can see that this variable is exactly the similar to the second figure that we have shown, and it show that in these two diagrams show that these are our works are is validate. Here we wanna in this section show the computer simulation of model that we have used Vensim software, and if we see, we can see the investment diagram. Investment in information and communication technology increasing over the time, and it is one of the most important causes that cause the enhanced of ICT development index in Iran. The second variables that we studied is investment in dollar. Investment in dollar increased during the 2016 up to 2019, but after that relatively high increasing in the exchange rate, and investment in dollar decreased. Another model simulation that we have is about ICT development index and efficiency. As we see here, by increasing the ICT development index, the efficiency also increase. And bandwidth capacity and demand, we can see here with increasing the bandwidth during the year 2016 up to 2020, the demand has slightly increased, but after that, increasing has been dramatic. When we look at these diagrams and figures that we have, we can see that these are similar to our reference mode that we have, and we can give these solutions to modify the structure. We can speed up the conversation of investment into the capacity, or we can making more realistic the criteria for identification the investment requirement. According to the findings and results that we can gain from the simulation of model, we can state that our dynamic hypotheses are confirmed. It means that with increasing the ICT development index, demand for ICT increase, and it leads to decrease the efficiency of the ICT services. The decrease in efficiency lead to an increase in investment, and increasing in investment lead to increase the hardware import and decrease in the balance of trade. The decrease in balance of trade will result in decreasing the GDP. Increased efficiency also increase export of ICT services and increase the balance of trade and also increase the GDP. In this study, we analyze the factors that affecting on information technology and ICT development index. As we say, our dynamic hypotheses are confirmed. It means as the exchange rate rises, the investment in dollar decreases, and therefore the bandwidth capacity decreases. exchange rate variations are not effective on the demand. And according to the result, we can observe that as foreign exchange rate increase, the ICT investment decrease, which reduce the bandwidth capacity of internet and so reduce the ICT development index. This shows that the value added of ICT sector is strongly influenced by exchange rate. Policy recommendation, as we see and as we talk about the result that we obtain from the simulation, we can, if we wanna provide to improve the efficiency and take better advantage of this cycle, we can do two more important works. One of them is considering the available data and behavior of the hardware input variable in the simulated model. It becomes clear that domestic production of the equipment could prevent the hardware imports and sufficiently reduce the negative currency of balance. And the second recommendation that we have is about ICT development index that we evaluate in three areas: skill, availability, and use and consumption. This simulation diagram shows that demand will surpass capacity in coming years due to increase the ICT skills and usage rate. In this case, with the increasing in the exchange rate, no added value will be produced until it contributes to the national economy. The cost of capacity development is reduced, so more added can be generated by domestic production of the hardware, and it caused the increasing the ICT exports. Thanks for your attention.